All right, hey there, this is Mentoray79, and this is Mr. DrWho89, is that correct?
Yeah, that's true, man. How are you guys?
And
Last time
today
fight.
we're going to be doing a Cardfight Vanguard deck profile sharing video via Discord, is that correct?
Yes, that's true.
And just to be sure, I have your permission to record our conversation and broadcast it on my channel, is that correct?
Yeah,
All
that's
right,
okay.
then, DrWho89, please tell us what let's see, what deck format and clan you use in the show for us today.
So, okay, guys, just want to let you guys know the deck I'm going to show you guys is known as the Shirayuki full defense deck, which is actually quite good when I test this deck. And it's actually the V standard version of games. So first of all, I'm
And
gonna
the
tell
clan.
my clan is basically known as the Murakumo.
All right.
So most of
Go on.
you guys know about the Shirayuki is a very, let's just say she's my waifu.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody waifu, favorite waifu, that is Shirayuki. But it still doesn't know it's able to compete with other competitive format of V standard deck. So I'm gonna show you guys my deck profile of the Shirayuki full defense deck.
All right, then first we'll start with your starting unit, then grades 1, 2, 3, triggers, then deck style, play style. Is that all right?
Okay.
All right, let me just set you up as the main screen. Hold on. All right, you're on. So go ahead and please show us and explain.
Okay, first of all, my start deck will be start with the Stealth Dragon Adverse Spike, which is this card is actually for my starter. I don't have other starter card. I like the Dragon version. So and you can use any other type of starter deck wherever you want a starter card also. But next I'm gonna
yeah, it's a basic starting unit, just you ride on top of it, draw one, do you have a quick shield on you now?
Yeah, that's true. I have a quick shield, but I forgot where I put it.
That's fine, so okay.
So yeah, yes, you're right. So I'm gonna start with the grade 1 first, which is for this. I'm gonna start with the tree of Madame Rainy Madame. The tree Rainy Madame. Next, I start with the 4 Sasami. And next, with another 4 of my Diataka. So just want to So stealth Rainy Madame skill is that when your unit attack does not hit, I put this unit into my soul and return a Fantasy Petal Storm Shirayuki from my drop zone to my hand. So either way, if my reader does not attack it, I can use the Rainy Madame skill to search to take one of either way name or Shirayuki name from my drop zone to my hand, which is able to create enough defense for against my opponents.
Either way, this rear guard is almost like a certainty you'll be able to get Shirayuki in your hand as long as you get her in the drop zone first.
Yes, if either way my unit does not attack hit of any opponent Vanguard, this skill is actually mandatory also. That's what I heard from my local shop. So next, we're moving on to Sasamayuki. So her effect is basically that when placed, look at 7 cards from the top of my deck, reveal up to 1 card with Shirayuki in its card name from among them, and put it into my hands, and shuffle my deck. Also, her secondary skill, when my Vanguard with Shirayuki's card name is placed, you may soul charge 1. So this card also useful when I can able to search any of my Shirayuki names in my deck, which is actually quite searchable also. Searchable grade 3.
More or less like the previous great ones, the Shirayuki support card, right?
Yes,
to help you add Shirayuki.
Yes, this is actually the good one. Also, the second skill also the best one also. Because why? If I have another Shirayuki myself, if I use the skill Soul Blast again, I can Soul Charge again. So they're making sure it have like you reloading again like a gun. She's like a gun. That's why she is able to do this.
Shirayuki's cost requires you to Soul Blast, correct?
Yes, it requires such a huge amount of Soul Blast. So this is actually able to soul charge it many times, but you have to be careful it.
Okay.
Not too many soldiers. So finally, the another great one I'm gonna show is that Gateway Stealth Attacker. So another ability that able to search a great tree, like usual the great one you guys know. So his skill is basically when this unit placed on Vanguard or Rearguard from hand, look at 5 cards from the top of my deck, reveal up to 1 great tree from among them and put it into the hands and shuffle the deck. If I put a card into my hand, I can discard card again. This card also able to search a great tree, any great tree in my deck. So does include Shirayuki also. But the cost is that I had to discard again. Also,
so it's a
the
standard
second
grade 3 searcher, okay?
yes, the same grade 3 searcher with the rest other grade 3 searcher. But also, as I remember, so the second one is continuous, which is very good for support any other powerhouse card. Like Shirayuki also need a powerhouse. This guy's skill is that during my turn, if I have 2 or more units with the same card name as any of the units on the rear guard, this unit gets 5k. So that's including himself. If I put another attacker, they both gain 5k.
So
but if I
he'll
put
be
a
a
Shirayuki,
13,000 power attacker and 30,000 power booster from the back row as well. So it's good in the front and back row as well.
Yes, that's true. This guy is also able to search any of my Shirayuki deck. This is why what I call as the Grade 1 support deck.
So your Grade 1 lineup is mainly focusing on getting Shirayuki to your hand, and the third Grade 1 is to help you have enough attack power on your back and front rows then.
Yes, that's true.
Okay, then is there anything about your Grade 1 lineup you wish to explain more or anything you want to showcase more?
Yes, I can explain. So the reason why I have to reduce the rainy madam to 3 is that sometimes it's able to me or either way chance to get attack hits is kind of low because sometimes when I attack by boosting her, sometimes people take accept like that, and next thing you know, like for example, the Kagero always be target her as the retire version. So that's why I had to reduce to 3. So why do I only increase only this card into 4, the Sasemiyuki and Ataka? It's because they were able to search my Shirayuki in my deck. This is actually quite useful for this for 2 card exactly. One that can enable soldiers, one that can increase and boost with the card with the same name. This is how I focus in my Shirayuki deck.
So it's more stable than anything else. Okay.
Yes, this is actually quite stable. So now I'm going to introduce you guys for the Grade 2 lineup. Yes.
Okay.
So for my Grade 2 lineup, I'm going to start with 4 Madam Silhouette. Another one is that I think the name is Sura Note Mask. So I explain the skill for Note Mask first.
Okay.
Sorry.
So that's okay.
So Note Mask skill is that when this unit is placed on rearguard, search my deck for up to 1 card, discard it, and shuffle the deck. This unit gets the card name until the end of turn. So basically, this card is like Grand Blue. It's just that you're able to search a card, any card in your deck, but difference that you search in the deck and you put into a drop zone. This one able to search my Shirayuki and put into a drop zone just like that. So it's easy for me that like for the Rainy Madame put into soul and put the Shirayuki into my hand. This is actually quite good. The reason why
it's a combination card to go with the great ones then. Okay.
Yes, but the reason why I put this only 2 is because I have found out that it's quite let's just say it's quite unbalanced also, but it can be able to search and also put into the drop zone. So that's for the Grade 2. Next is the Jokatsu Girl. This is also quite useful for soldiers. So let me explain the skill first. When the attack does not hit, look at 7 cards from the top of my deck, reveal up to 2 fantasy battles from charity from among them, put 1 into a hand and put 1 into a drop zone and shuffle deck. And if I did not reveal any card, soldiers 1. If one also it has a mandatory also. It said if one was card revealed, put it into my hand. So basically if I reveal only 1 Shirayuki and reveal it, I can put into my hands just like that. But if I have show 2, I can also put into a drop zone. There also another skill. If I have failed to show any name with a fantastic Tilton Shirayuki, this is also useful to soul chest also, the same but different than Sasame Yuki. This is required that it does not attack hits. So
just like the grade 1 booster, the Ray Maiden. So this grade 2 is pretty much a Shirayuki searcher and also soul charger as well.
Yes, that's true.
Okay.
So basically, this card also being targetable by another card effect also. So next, I explained that later, but now I introduce the next grade 2 is that Surarehime. Yeah, Surarehime. Sorry, I pronounced her name real long. So I explain the skill first. When placed, you may call a card with Shirayuki's card name from my hand to the rear. If I call a card at the end, return it to the rear call by this effect to your hand, and if your soul has one or less cards, soul just one. Also, the second skill then, at the end of turn, if I have a Vanguard or Shirayuki's card name, put this unit into my soul and return a normal unit from my rigor to your hand. This card also a very good support card for Shirayuki. Because what I can able, well, for example, if this card call to the Vanguard just like that, I can able to call Shirayuki from my hand to the regardless of the different grades. So yeah, that is quite good is that for the first skill. If I call the card like that, it bounces back to my hand just like that. And if if my soul is one or less, I can soul chest again. Another good soul chest also for the heavy soul chest for this card. But the problem is this card's only on the Vanguard. For the real card is that at the end of my turn, if I have Vanguard or Shirayuki's card in, I can put this unit into my soul and return a normal unit from my rear guard to my hand. This also can be also for the heavy soul blast for Shirayuki card. So mainly I focus this.
It's mainly to be ridden as your Vanguard, but as a rear guard, you can still support your Shirayuki Vanguard as well.
Yes, that is correct. That's why this card also useful in the Shirayuki deck. I really like her. Now finally, Lady Silhouette. Stealthy Lady Silhouette skill. So Lady Silhouette skill is that when this unit plays on Vanguard or rear guard from hand, cost counterblast 1, reveal grade 2 or less from my hand, search my deck for up to 1 card with the same card name as the card revealed for this ghost. Go to the rear guard and shuffle my deck. The second skill is that when this unit attack does not hit, put this unit on the bottom of the deck and choose one open the rear guard and put it on the bottom of their deck. So why do I choose Madam Silhouette if this card actually a part of the Stealthing team deck? You see, the truth is this card is also very useful and also able to searchable my grade 1 and grade 2. If I have missing, like, for example, I'm missing Jokatsugo or the Surarehime. This card also able me to search these 2 cards that I need to support the Shirayuki in my deck and call it. At the end, I can put the 1 card from my hand and 1 card call to the real card.
So this card is mainly used to help set up your field before you use Shirayuki, right?
Yes, that is exactly the function of the Madam Silhouette. But also this card also useful is that as long as this card does not attack it, I can choose any of my opponent rear guard, put into the bottom of the deck. This is why I like the Lady Silhouette. So now you guys realize that I got two unit that is actually quite man. This 3 actually quite lady. Yeah. You may call
so your grade 2 lineup, you play mainly Shirayuki supports, but there's also the extra support card, and you play about up to 14 grade 2s, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
This is why this lineup is actually the best lineup for me in my Shirayuki, in my opinions. So I'm not sure
is there anything else about your grade 2 lineup you wish to explain or showcase for us?
So basically, is that I would like to say that I recommend because if you have a start hand, like for example, showing either grade 1 or you have a missing grade 1, I'm suggesting that the main thing you have to see in your main phase or at your the starting hand will be have to be either way Lady Silhouette or Surarehime. Because I suggest Lady Silhouette is very useful, able to search the card that you're missing for in your deck, call to the rear guard and put into your hand just like that. This is actually quite useful for the support for my deck. So that's all for the lineup for the grade 2, but I will explain first. But if you have by any chance showing the no mask here, if you want to use the skill to send Shirayuki from your deck to your drop zone, it's okay because you have a unit that able to return from drop zone to real game, which is Shirayuki herself and also Madame Rainy. But you have to make sure that the card need to be does not attack hits for the effect has been, well, let's just say it had to be planted just like that.
So that you pressure your opponent before they forcing him to have no choice but to guard then. Like
yes, that's true.
Maybe when they have up to 5 damage already, when you make your attacks, then it might still be guaranteed.
Yes, that's how the function of the Shirayuki deck. So that's all for my grade 2 lineup. So I'm gonna show you guys the grade 3 lineup, which is mainly focusing the deck is that Shirayuki herself. So I'm gonna play only 8 Shirayuki deck. 8 Shirayuki card. So start of all, the main version of Shirayuki, the old version. Yeah, I know it's all. So I'm gonna explain the skill first. So this Shirayuki, the Fantasy Battlestone Shirayuki, Vanguard, Rigger, and Guardian Circle is that when placed, so plus 2, choose 3 unit in your opponent front row and they get 5k until end of turn. If this unit is on the Vanguard or Rigger, they get 10 minus 10k instead of 5k. So
when placed on which part of the field exactly? So
this card can be used any field, like for example Vanguard, Rigger, and Guardian Circle. But if this card put on a Rigger Circle, so it's only able to reduce your opponent power until 5k only. But if this guy is put in the Guardian Circle or Vanguard Circle, instead of 5k the opponent minus attack power, it get minus 10k instead of 5k. So
regardless of whether you ride it or call a guard, you'll be able to skill either way.
Yes. But the problem is she is heavy Soul Blast, which is everybody knows is that Soul Blast 2 is a very heavy one. So next,
which is why you have all those great 1s and 2s that you soul charge early on, right?
That is correct, my friend. That is correct. That is why this support card is a very, very useful and very helpful. So next, I'm going to explain the second version is that when it's attack does not hit, return a Fantasy Battlestone Shirayuki from my drop zone into my hand. So you have to make sure when this unit does not attack hit, I can return any Fantasy Battle Shirayuki from your drop zone to your hand to make it more like the greatest defense ever you can ever. But the problem is she's only minus 10k. If you face like the force card, I don't guarantee it can minus that much because if they focus on the Vanguard and Vanguard minus 10k, it won't be enough to guard it. So that's why I come out for the second Shirayuki, which is, I would like to say that is her sister, 6 Flowers of Phantasm Shirayuki.
Basically, our cross-red version, they rebooted for the B standard format.
Yes, I would like to tell the first skill for this, her sister. I would like to say her sister. You know what I mean? Is that this guy skills that on a Guardian Circle, when placed, Soul Blast 2, choose one of your opponent front row unit, and it get minus 30k until end of the battle. So basically, her focus is that protecting your Vanguard. So it minus your opponent Vanguard only until 30k, or you can choose any other unit in your opponent front row minus 30k only. So this card is also useful to against any other force unit that is focused to the Vanguard minus 30k just to make.
While the other Shirayuki is focused on clearing up your opponent's front row power, this one's focused on a single target.
Yes, this is actually focused on a single target, which is either way the unit that focus on the force card or other axle card. This is actually useful, actually to reduce it and to how do I say that? Prevent any damage. Now I'm gonna explain the second one. Is that the first turn on Vanguard Rearguard, when your unit attack does not hit, if you have a Vanguard with Shirayuki in its card name, +1, choose one of your opponent front row units it get minus 10k until end of turn. If this unit is on Vanguard, you may call a card with Shirayuki in its card name from my drop zone to an open real guard. This actually also useful for me to summon the old Shirayuki also, because why? Is that I had to make sure that when my other unit attack does not hit, not only herself, like any like Lady Silhouette, like Jokatsu Girl, does not attacking, I can able to call the infinite Cherokee go into the real, but it's only first turn, so I don't think it's actually infinite enough. So yeah, that's what the Bushiroad trying to reduce is to making sure this is not like OP Shirayuki.
So this grade 3 is focused on making sure you can benefit from not having your attacks hit then.
Yes, but also able to pressure the opponents to guard in until he reduces his hand size like that. That is the main focus of the Shirayuki deck. Minus 10k and the opponent have to struggle and to guard it. So that's how I choose. But this card only choose one card to minus 10k. But if they made this two card, you make two combo which is minus 15k. Why? Because when this unit is attacked or other unit does attack him, I can able to call this the main big sister to the real guy minus 5k and minus 10k, which total is 15k minus to your opponents, which is opponent have no choice but to keep guarding to making sure it does not attack hit. This is why the great combo, and this is why I focus the main unit, the grade 2 and grade 1 lineup that is focusing to soul chest it back into the soul so I can keep attacking like that, and your opponent has to pressure it. We have to pressure the opponents to reduce the hands. It's just like you're facing like Nubatama, but have to face the minus 10k like that.
So basically, yeah, usually in a fight, which Shirayuki do you mainly use as your Vanguard?
So I suggest that the mainly focus is that if you focus into guard or using it to attack, I using this card. Because why? She is the the best card ever to able to call my own the Shirayuki here with a real guard to minus 5k and minus 10k. Also for this card to guard against the powerhouse card like the legacy, like I'm gonna say the overload. It is sorry about that. No offense. Overload.
No problem.
Yeah, the overload card to minus 30k to making sure that it does not attack it. But there is a way to and that using all my unit support to soul chest back to making sure like it ready to use again over and over time to making sure that the opponent hands to get pressure and also feel the pressure until they have to guard over and over time. This is why the Shirayuki here is actually known as the Shirayuki full defense. I call it full defense because they also upgraded with the silhouette.
Okay.
So that's all for me to introduce for the grade 3 lineup. So now I'm gonna show you guys the
trigger lineup.
Yeah, trigger lineup. So first of all, I'm gonna start with the 4 draw trigger, which is actually the perfect trigger.
So you play 4 perfect guards, okay?
It can be other card also. You can put like the what do you
crit
call
sentinel or what? The critical sentinel.
Sentinel. Yeah. And next is the 4 heal, which is supposed to be the grade 3 heal. It's supposed to be the grade 3 heal, but instead I put this heal because I don't have that card. You can put the grade 3 heal.
You'll be using the for until you get the grade 3 heals. You'll be using this grade 0 heal then, but still pretty powerful on its own.
Yeah, that's true. Because I suggest that you guys should use the grade 3 heal because they're able to have the skill that minus the crit and also minus the power. So able to minus the power, combine another minus power is great powerhouse defense to against the opponent's attack. So that's why I'm focused on next is the 8 crit, which is you want to make pressure your opponents. So I suggest you guys using the 8 crit to pressure your opponent to guard over and over.
Most of your front row attackers focus on not getting their attack hits late in the game, so you gotta use more criticals to pressure the 5 damage early, right?
Yes, that's true. That's why the crit is actually important. But if you wish to, you can change the draw trigger perfect get to critical trigger to make an extra crit to against the opponent. So which is around 12 crit like that. So it's just like you pressure and pressure and pressure until your opponent have to run out card to guard it, and the opponent have no choice but to accept the damage, and you win the game just like that. So in the heal trigger
for the trigger lineups, you recommend at least 8 critical triggers or 12 critical triggers, but you can also recommend the grade 3 heal trigger as well.
Yes. The reason why I put the draw trigger perfect guard here is just that chances to draw a card that you need. That's what I think. But if you wish to take a risk to another level, which is put a Sentinel Crick, you can go with that.
So for the 12 critical strategy, you focus on pressuring and quick winning, while the 8 critical 4 draw trigger build is for more stability then, correct?
Yes, that is correct. But I also recommend to all you guys who are outside there who play Shirayuki deck is I would like to say that do not play the 4 heal trigger that is 0 because I don't have the grade 3. I just only put this card just to play, just to try it, and turn out it is not a very good defense. I know it's hard on game, but I suggest you use the grade 3 heal trigger because it has the effect able to minus 10k, which is full power for the Shirayuki to guard, minus 30k, which is 40k in total to reduce your opponent attack, Vanguard, or other units. Also able to reduce the crit. So I suggest you have to change the heal. That is my suggestion. But if you want to change the draw with crit, you can go ahead because, like I said, it depends how your playstyle gonna do. My playstyle is there focusing on defense, also to pressure it and searching the card I need into my hand. So this is all the lineup for my Shirayuki deck.
Okay, so now that you've explained all the cards and card effects, could you please now explain your playstyle? Like usually when you fight with this deck, when you ride from grade 0, 1, 2, and 3, how do you normally progress for the fight and how do you normally set up your cards in the fight?
Imagine this. So I'm gonna say that imagine that if your hand have full potential by pulling the great one like Ataka or Sasemayuki that able to search the card from the deck to the rigger, I'm suggesting we start with the Sasemayuki, which is able to reduce discarded card because this card here is that allow you the cost that you need to discard a card that you doesn't need. But also the reason why I choose these two is they're able to search a card. For example, if I have these 2 cards in hand, if I have these 2 cards in my hand exactly, in my hands, it's just that how do I able to explain this? Is that, for example, if you choose either way these two, I suggest this card first. Call here, you search your deck for Shirayuki up to I think 7. Yeah, search up to 7 cards Shirayuki from the top of your deck. If you don't get the Shirayuki card in full back shuffle deck, that's why you need the second one for the emergency.
You know what I mean? Which one do you normally use as a Vanguard? Which grade one specifically?
So usually I'm more to the Sasemayuki because able to search it with free calls because why is able to search and never ever discard the Shirayuki because you need that card in your hand to
So
defend.
Ideally this guy is to be your main grade one to ride as a Vanguard, right?
Yes, this is ideally the main card. This one just only for support, just in case for emergency.
Okay, then when it's time to ride to grade 2, what do you normally ride and call before you get to grade 3?
So normally I would choose the grade 2 card. Is that either way going to Surabihime or Lady Silhouette or this North Mass because this 3 card is the card that you need in your hand also because why? First of all, if this card acts, for example, like Lady Silhouette, if you don't have a card that able to search your deck, like if this card only have like grade 1, like like how do I say this? Like grade 1, grade 2, and Lady Silhouette like that, you have to call this card to the Vanguard to search to reveal a card from your hand and search for a card that need to search a grade 3, like reveal Ataka like that, and call Ataka to rigger and able to search the grade 3 Shirayuki, put into your hand and discard any of card in my hand to the rear guard. This is actually quite useful also. So mainly focusing on this. I suggest the main focus is that Lady Silhouette because she is able to search a card that you don't have, like the Great One Searcher. If you only have like Rainy Madame in your hands, so this card and attacker on it, but you want to use the attacker to gain power boost, so I suggest this card is also useful.
So when direct Great, you normally use Lady Silhouette or Vanguard.
Yes, but also there also a second one for this. The second one for the right version for the Great 2, which is why I'm focusing the Surara Hime also. If you have a Great 3 in your hand and you want to pressure your opponent again, so this card is able to use the power that you call the card regardless of the different grade. You write this card and you call that card to the rear guard and attack like that, and soul trust it just like any other card to make sure the increase of your soul to soul blast. But we know that Shirayuki is focusing the heavy soul blast. So yes, basically I only focus these two. They are the perfect card to against or maybe use for search for Shirayuki and also great one that you kind of like missing of it.
So mainly you choose these two out of all the Great 2s to ride when you have the chance, right?
Yes, that's true. Okay. This is the main ones. So I think this one, it doesn't. Yeah, I'm sorry, I just picked this guy random. I forgot this guy only focusing on rear guard, but also it's useful that when this card called the rear guard, you can dump the Shirayuki to rear guard and use random Madame, put in your hand just like that. So basically, yeah, these two only that you need to focus. Okay. Jokasuguro, on the other hand, is quite useful for attacking and also searchable card, like usual other unit card, but need to making sure that opponent does not attack it. But when you say opponent accept attack it, yeah, that's game over, man. Okay. So the main grade 3 also for the right line for the grade 3 is that this lady here, Shirayuki, the 6 Phantasm Shirayuki. Because why? This card is useful because when you attack and the other unit doesn't attack, and when this unit attack also does not attack it, you just call a Shirayuki from your drop zone like here for the rear guard and minus again, soul blast again. There you have it. You got a chance to pressure your opponents to keep guard over and over time. This is the main one you need to make sure in your hand. But if you don't have this card, don't worry because you have other card support. They're able to search card from your deck to search card Shirayuki from your deck to your hand. This is very important. Just want to let you guys know. Focus this card. If this card is in your hand and you have no other card to guard your opponents, use this card and guard it. Soul Blast 2, and minus 30k to your opponent Vanguard, making sure it doesn't attack it. So yeah, this is the.
So man, this cross right. He's a main Vanguard, while the other great fish he's mainly for guarding and calling.
Yes, that's true. That is why So yeah, that is all the Shirayuki I have. But if you have this card only from your hand, so you have no other choice, but you have to use like, for example, like the Great One Attacker. You use the Great One Attacker to search Great 3 Shirayuki, like this one from your deck, and dump her. At the same time, when this unit attack or other unit attack does not hit, you call her, which is able to minus 15k. This is one combo you have to understand and need to focus it. You have to making sure that, how do I say this? Making sure that it need to be follow it. If you put this kind of Vanguard in the Vanguard and you have another card choice, yeah, it's also have an issue that able to free summon call the to choose a Shirayuki card from the drop zone point to hand. If the attack does not hit, you can choose this card from drop zone for your hands and use it for the minus soul blast 2 to reduce your opponent Vanguard, like that. So yes, this is actually the main focus for the Shirayuki deck, these two cards. Either way, you don't have other choice. Either way, you don't have other choice to attack or defense, but this two is actually quite powerhouse to against your opponent and minus it, making sure that you can able to attack and pressure your opponents to reduce their hands. It's more like you combine with the zeal, dimension point zeal, they're able to minus opponent and combine with the Nubatama hand destructions, like the, what do you call that name? Jami Kongo. So this is all I would like to show you guys about my Shirayuki deck.
So normally when you fight, what is the ideal field you have set up on the table when you have using your entire deck? Like normally when you fight and the ideal full formation, what do you normally use as a vanguard and rear guard in full, including cells?
Okay. So mainly is that focusing is that my ideal field would
set them up on the table like normally in a vanguard fight table. Just place the vanguard and the rear guards on the field.
Okay, so this is one of my strategies exactly. Is that my ideal fit is that you're making sure this card here, the Shirayuki one, and also you need like the, where's my other? This Tsurarahime, and also like this, or imagine this is actually axial circle, like this. Making sure this two card is the only one card here is the boost. And for the great one is that I'm going to choose the Sasemiyuki and also Rainy Madame. Sorry, that's not Rainy Madame. I'm just going to play like this.
So these in the front row and the back row. So what do you normally put on the Excel circles?
So normally I put the Excel circle is that for the Excel circle is that I will ladies way or to circle to making sure that attack does not hit. For example, is that if this unit attack does not hit exactly by any chance, using this effect, Tsurarahime effect is that, sorry, I need to see this again. At the end of turn, if I have Vanguard Shirayuki equals, put this unit into so basically is that when this unit like start attack does not hit, sorry, I'm just gonna say that first of all that you attack like Jokatsuko and with Axel circle, if you open guard it and attack does not hit exactly, you use this Shirayuki great Shirayuki effect, which is able to like counter. So usually imagine this. Sorry, I didn't set up properly for this.
It's fine. It's fine. Just
like this. So her effect is just like counter blast 1, and if attack does not hit, you can choose either way Shirayuki from your my drop zone to the rear guard, which is combos, and replace this Jokatsuko with this Shirayuki onto the axial circle. But remember, you need to put this card on the axial circle. You don't need to call this to the rear guard circle that doesn't axial, because the axial circle either way gain 10k or 5k, because I suggest 5k axial circle and draw a card. Able to
so with this Vanguard and with this field, if as long as your attack does not hit, you'll be able to activate multiple skills at once, both the Vanguard and rear guards, right?
Yes, is correct. Because why? They are simultaneously this skill first, counter plus 1 minus opponent 10k. This lady here, soul plus 2 minus 5k, which is total 15k minus. This is actually the good powerhouse to making sure your opponent get pressurized, because like your opponent only have 12k and 13k, but minus 15k, which is negative like that. So making sure that opponents had to feel that pressure, and that attack you just keep attack with attack like this. And if either way other unit that does not attack it, like this one, Rainy Madame is that if my other unit does not attack it, put this into soul, and you put another Shirayuki from my drop zone into your hand, just like that. It's kind of easy to use the Shirayuki, but able to pressure your opponents and making sure they have to desperate enough to guard it. This is the main focus for the Shirayuki. Also, they have to guard this. This also support useful, because if your opponent guard this lady silhouette, you put this into opponent deck, and you have to choose one opponent rear guard, point to the bottom of the deck, which is they have less rear guard to use it. For example, like what you call it, the burnout dragon or berserk dragons like that. When this unit attack your Vanguard, which is minus 15k, and you open guard it like that, and this is only 9k. This card activate. The second skill activate, put the skill into the bottom of the deck, and your opponent put into the bottom of the deck. That's how the function of Lady Silhouette and the Shirayuki deck. This is why the strategy is quite able to pressure your opponents. Also, at the same time, the full powerhouse defense, making sure that your opponent's Vanguard powers have to reduce it, so you can able to guard at the same time you attack. The minus 10k, minus 3k. Well, what you well, I would like to say this is Shirayuki is the best deck for me to use to against every powerhouse deck. But I do suggest that if you want, I recommend the trigger line, like I just said, you change the heal trigger grade 0 to the grade 3 heal trigger because they're able to decrease again your opponent power. So yeah, this is all the set that you need on your field. And also you need making sure this card also on the field, because when you have another Shirayuki, right again, soldiers again. And that is able to like trigger ability a soul blast like that, and minus making sure this card is on the field
by the time you ride to a new Shirayuki.
Yes, because Sasamiyuki is like a reload power card.
So this is a card you need to have in your field before you ride them, like before you put a grade 3 or when you ride another grade 3 to get another Excel circle.
Yes, but just want to let you guys know, these two cards can be easily targeted to be retired or bind by opponent card also. So yes, you have to making sure that you choose either this card as like a baiting for versions, to making sure your opponent have to think twice that whether to buy this card or retire this card, or retire this card or buy this card. Because this two card is able to support your Shirayuki's soul chest again. And this card return, this card soul chest. So yeah, that is kind of making the opponent pressure. I did try this against my local, and they can keep thinking twice. We should to retire when which one should be bind or retire, because they have been struggle with these two cards. But if you have a Vanguard Regan ability that can able to retire 2 unit or 1 unit like that, so yeah, it's kind of like this card is vulnerable. Same goes to this Lady Silhouette. Because why? If just that attack, if the attack does not hit, because when both this unit is attack hit, and then while boosting like that, I'm not recommend that you should put a unit from the behind to boosting it, and it kind of like making sure the opponent, okay, I'm gonna accept this damage just like that, and the effect is mandatory, does not activate. So you have to make sure that the back row is 0 like that, like Lady Silhouette here, and this unit like combo like this one. This one had to be making sure it has 0 card. So attack does not hit, activate effect, point to the bottom of the deck, your rear guard, point to the bottom of the deck. That's all. That's all the strategy I would like to share you guys.
So for imaginary gifts, you normally play Excel 1s or 2s?
Normally I suggest you guys using the Excel 2, because there are 5k only to increase, right, and able to draw. Am I correct?
So you have the Excel 2, so it's with the plus 5k, it'll be easier for the attack to not hit, and the extra 1 card will let you set your field much more faster and possibly get more defense as well.
Exactly. That is why I suggest you guys focus the Excel 2 instead of Excel 1, because Excel 1 is very, very bad idea, because even though it creates extra 10k power and rear guard, you have 0 card in your hand.
And this deck focuses on the attack not hitting, so having 10,000 power will make it hard to not hit.
Yes, that's correct, my friend. That is how you focus to use the Shirayuki. I'm suggesting that you use this card only when you ride on the Vanguard, because this card call the Shirayuki minus 15k just like that. But if you only have this card on your hand and this Shirayuki in your drop zone, but the effect still able, because as long the unit does not attack it, as long as this unit does not attack it, exactly, you can return the Shirayuki from drop zone to your hand, and you're able to Soul Blast 2 minus 30k to your opponent Vanguard with the grade 3 heal, which is extra minus 10k. So this is actually the card that you guys need to play against some other meta meta deck like that, but I'm not sure this card able to meta against some other meta deck, which is we know the Dragonite Overload, the Rebirth, also Dimension Police, because they have the higher power. So this card mainly focusing to reduce this higher power only.
For both offense and defense mainly, balancing both.
That is correct. That is how I use this deck exactly.
Okay. So is there anything else you want to explain or showcase about your deck? Anything else?
I guess that's all, because literally I'm gonna say that I would like to say that Shirayuki is that for me is the best deck I have right now, because they're able to offense and defense, like you said, Mentor Ray, a full defense. Why I go to Shirayuki full defense is because they help me a lot to guard the opponent attack. This is why I like the Shirayuki card focusing. So I only missing the Grade 3 heal trigger, which is they don't sell. I kind of struggle to find it right now.
All right, then. Let me just set the camera back to normal. So I guess with that, we're finished with this deck profile sharing. So thanks again for agreeing to be in today's video.
You're welcome, man.
So are there any parting words you have to say to the audience, or any more advice or anything else you want to say?
So yeah, I just want to say that hopefully you guys enjoyed playing Cardfight Vanguard, because literally this card game is actually the most interesting trading card game I've ever played in my entire life. And also just want to let you guys know, have fun, don't get stressed, and do not get toxic, because I just want to say that there's a lot of local people who've been toxic. Like, oh no, why the hell you got this card? Dude, it's just a game. Just face it, relax. Why were you stressed about the card game? It's not like you're stealing. It's not like stealing money. Actually, you buy it. Yeah, of course you buy it. It's not like it's something like you can. But you have to understand, this game is for relaxing, not for like stressing you out, man. I know it's pressure, but just face it. It's just a game. There's no need for toxic. There's no need for feeling like this is not fair. How the hell you get this powerful card? It's not a powerful card. It's the way how you play. You need to understand, it's the way you play. Do not feel stressed. Do not feel being toxic. Do not like how you say this. Feel intense. That's all I could say, because come on, man. It's just a game. It's not like you steal your soul just like that. Like in Yu-Gi-Oh! RIP Kazuki Takahashi, you're the best man. I like you. Peace. So yes. Also, I just want to suggest something for everyone Cardfight outside there. Hopefully, you guys have come out to think about. Hey, come on, seriously, guys. Any one of you guys think about the battle royale for once? Yeah, I mean, come on, we should try the battle royales, because seriously, I have come out the idea to make the battle royales Cardfight Vanguard for everyone to enjoy it, because it's kind of fun. I try it on the local. Trust me, it will be fun. So maybe I should discuss with Mentor Ray, so you guys can join and try this.
Yeah, so I'll try to ask around about it. So
yeah.
Okay, so is there anything else to say? Anything you want to talk about?
No, thank you. Thank you very much. Just want to let you guys know, have fun. Do not stress. Just making sure that your life is better. Okay, your life is better than anyone else being toxic. Just want to let you guys know that every games in PC or card games, they just give you to relieve your stress, not being toxic. Okay, so stop being toxic, move forward, and play for fun. Okay, I repeat again, play for fun, please, guys. Don't be toxic. I've faced a lot of people in Cardfight area being toxic. Oh, come on, seriously, stop. So yeah, it's just for fun. Okay, it's not like it's still your money. You just pay to buy it. It's not like your guys asking, hey, I'm gonna steal your money and betting. No, not like that. You just play for fun, man. Come on, seriously, guys.
All right then. So
that's all for me.
Yeah, so thanks again for agreeing to come to today's video, and thanks to all of you for watching this video as well. I hope you all can get to do this again sometime in your future. So, okay, so we're going to be signing out now. So thanks again, and to Mr. DrWho89 for being today's video, and for the audience watching this video. So thanks again, and see you all soon.